Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of the Brand Builder Show. It's going to be a great episode today. We're actually going to be talking about selling on Walmart. It's going to be a really insightful episode. To help us talk through it, we've got Will on the show today. Will, thanks for coming on and joining us today.
Heck yeah, Ben. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, man. No, I'm looking forward to it. Walmart is a channel that I want to explore myself for our own brands, and so I'm gonna maybe take the chance to treat this like a little consultancy call, get some free consultancy on the podcast, and I know that
a ton of value. Let's do it.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I know our audience will be very interested in the topic because Amazon, is a big channel that we work with and talk about a lot, and it's got some strengths, but it's of course got some weaknesses, and diversification is always good. So it's going to be a good one. But before we do that, let us know a little bit about yourself. Will, where are you tuning in from? It's I'm in Manchester. It's freezing cold today. It was snowing today in the UK. I'm guessing maybe it's not snowing where you are.
No, I'm blessed. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, on the East Coast of the United States, and it's it's about like 17 degrees Celsius, which is like 65-ish degrees Fahrenheit here.
Yeah.
So it's what we consider chilly for down south, but obviously you guys got some snow, so I won't be bragging that much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, give us a bit of your backstory as well. What you've been up to over recent years in the e-commerce space and what you do now.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, so my background is advertising. It's my passion. I've been doing advertising for, it's hard to believe, over 10 years now. Started out always working in agencies, and then in about 2018, I decided I could do it better myself. So myself and my co-founder, who has a background in more corporate marketing and digital marketing, we got together and we formed Bella Vix. And Bella Vix is a premium agency focused on helping brands market and scale on marketplaces like Amazon and Walmart.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Very succinct. I like it. You caught me off guard there because that was like quick fire. That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
We're going to dig into some of the aspects of that with especially Walmart. Like I say, it's a topic we haven't really discussed much on the podcast, so I'm looking forward to talking about that. Before we do, we'd love to start off the episode with our slot favorite 5. Ask you your favorites of a bunch of different things, and so if you're happy to do that, we'll kind of run through those and find out some interesting facts about you. Number 1, do you have a favorite e-commerce brand?
I do, and it's going to be a brand that we currently work with. The name of the brand is Haire MD. They're out of Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. We work with Dr. Kara and Victor over there. And what I really like about the brand is a couple things. Is like as an advertiser, brands that are fun to work with are brands that kind of give you the liberty to test different vehicles and platforms in order to help them achieve scale. And what was really nice is we helped Victor achieve a lot of scale on Amazon and on his Walmart presence. And came down to economics. He got a pretty sweet deal with another agency who was wholesaling his product. So he left us, and then 6 months later came back because that agency wasn't able to deliver the level of service that we do. So we've been working with Victor now for a little over 3 years. And I just love that, not only does he give us a lot of freedom and control over his marketplace, and he has great branding, but he's also just a great family-owned company to work with. So while they're no Nike or anything like that, they have a place close to my heart.
That's awesome. No, I love it. It's interesting. There's a range. This question brings a range of answers. There are some big brands, several people have said Nike, but then there are some lesser known brands, maybe that many of our audience have never heard of, and that's what I love about it, the diversity. And there's always something to learn from all of the different brands in the world. I love being inspired by what other brands are doing. So thank you for that. How about a software or tool that helps you run your business or life?
So I'm going to throw you a curveball on this one. I'm going to say hiring a virtual assistant. And
Okay.
To share, what we did is we paid for outsourcing school, which is a local workshop essentially. And we got a bunch of documentation on hiring a virtual assistant to manage your calendar, manage your email box, do podcast prospecting and sales prospecting. And so to give you some perspective, I spent about 3 to 4 hours a day inside my email or Slack, our instant messaging system, just being very reactive. And since we brought on a virtual assistant and then followed the guidelines in the program they developed, I spent about 20 to 30 minutes a day. So
Nice.
we've had improvement of about like 800% efficiency, and it allows me to focus more on items in the business that allow me to have the biggest impact. So it was a game changer. So I highly recommend. While it's not a software or a tool directly, it is a tool using virtual assistants to free up your time from the mundane and help you be more impactful in the business. So
absolutely. Love it. Okay. What about an organic marketing channel?
For us, SEO and blogging, we have over 200 pieces of content at this point. We have been consistently blogging for over 3 years at this point. So that's been a game changer for us.
Nice. And what about a paid marketing channel?
So we don't do any paid marketing for sales. We're blessed that most people come in organically or through our network. But I will say we use LinkedIn for recruiting, and we've had a lot of success finding really good talent by advertising our job postings through LinkedIn.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Good stuff. And then finally, do you have a favorite business book?
I do, and I'm sure other people have said it on your podcast, but Traction by Gino Wickman has been a game changer. We do level 10 meetings. We do rocks. We use the entrepreneur operating system, which is how we do our annual planning and all that other fun stuff. So it has been an absolute game changer. Our business coach made us read it, but it ended up changing the game. And a book I read recently that anybody who's in a leadership position, Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek, is a great book about how groups think and what motivates teams, and then how to get kind of in front of that and be the leader you want to be. So I share two great books because I'm an overachiever. What can I say?
That's good. I love it. You're already delivering extra value. I like it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. No, I appreciate that. It's like I say, it's good to I find each week there's just something in there that is new to me, or is just a good book to write down to pick up in the future. And so I know our audience, like it to have had comments coming in about, I'm going to get that book, or I've never heard of that brand, but I looked them up and they're doing this great thing. So I appreciate you taking the time to answer those. Good. Okay, so let's talk about Walmart, because like I say, it is a channel that is picking up steam in terms of the conversation, at least, that people are having. People looking for more ways to diversify. Amazon, it's been well documented in recent weeks, are taking 50% or more in terms of fees. And so people are looking at that and thinking, well, Amazon isn't maybe the golden goose that it used to be. Are there some other options here to build out more channels for a more holistic e-commerce brand? So I'd love to hear some thoughts from you on Walmart, what it looks like, and from someone who would like to get their products into Walmart at some point in the next sort of 12 to 18 months. How does Walmart compare to selling on Amazon? Is it a similar setup? Are there lots of things different to be aware of? Give us a bit of an introductory rundown on it.
Heck yeah. I'm going to run through some like the major components so you can get an idea. But first I want to talk about like the major differences between the platforms. So first and foremost, like Walmart is it's a lot larger than Amazon when it comes to their brick and mortar presence. So to give you some perspective, there are 4,700 Walmart stores compared to 525 Amazon fulfillment centers, including Whole Foods. Wow. There is 90% of the population lives 10 miles from a Walmart. So when the pandemic happened, for example, there was Walmart was a lot less impacted than Amazon. And as you guys know, with the fee increase, the fulfillment center, now we're bidding on additional capacity and stuff like that. Like, Amazon is definitely a pay-to-play platform. Amazon still has about 40% of the general e-commerce, and Walmart's around 5%. Give or take, there's like a little over 200 million monthly unique visitors to Amazon, where there's about 100 million to Walmart. But Walmart is aggressively investing in the e-commerce space because their goal, they see the opportunity. Consumer behavior has changed, but one of the biggest differentiating factors and what makes Amazon still a better platform for third-party sellers when compared to Walmart is that Walmart's online experience is a 1P experience. So ideally when you shop at Walmart is you buy online and you pick up in the store, where Amazon is you buy online and we deliver to your house. So
Okay.
to this day, it's despite everything they're saying, it's still a 1P focused kind of model. So there's lots of restrictions for third-party sellers in terms of ranking your products better, better placements, even the available advertising assets, the collateral, like their version of A plus content, like all of those are available through third parties, while it's a lot smoother and more integrated into the Amazon experience, because I sound old. Amazon's trying um, to promote brands and have a really good experience, where Walmart still, you know, has a good user interface for their shopping experience, but the third party seller is secondary. It's not
Mm.
a primary incentive. So a lot of the technology, a lot of the usability is just not equipped. It's not there yet. So we love Walmart. I always equate it to like getting into Walmart now is like getting into Amazon 10 years ago.
Okay.
But if you got into Amazon 10 years ago, there's some pain points and there's some growing pains. So I just want everybody to be aware. It's a different user experience, and you should definitely list your products on there. There's lots of great ways to list it. And I'll kind of run through the two differences, but those are the major points that I've noted as somebody who operates on both platforms.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. So because I know obviously there are Walmart fulfillment services to some extent, but are you saying that when people order on Walmart, there's no option to order online and get it delivered to their home?
Oh no, there are options, and brands do it. WFS is definitely there. You still need to be accepted in. There is a wait list to some degree. We've worked with brands that got in 2 months. We work with brands that it took a year to get accepted into the process. There are like Deliver with an extra R has a partnership with Walmart that you can get some WFS benefits and be able to fulfill using their logistics. But the overall experience in terms of preferential treatment and what the platform is built around is that 1P relationship.
Got it.
The people who have a presence inside brick and mortar stores.
Yeah. And for people that do want to get a presence in the stores, is that something that's generally achievable, or is that a very closed off kind of opportunity?
That's not something we really focus on. Like anything else, getting your product at the buyer's hands comes with its own challenges. I'm sure it's challenging. You need to show sales and stuff like that. A lot of brands we work with that get into Target, that get into Walmart, will actually leverage Amazon and their website to show sales and that they have a market before getting accepted into these platforms. And I only know that because we work with the sales team with some of the brands we work with. So they share this information, but we're secondary. So I don't know who they're talking to. I don't know what that relationship looks like, but I do know that they expect the brands that come into Walmart to have some type of sales history before being adopted.
Yeah. Okay. And before we get into some of the more detailed aspects of it, then in terms of getting set up, listing products, etc., to just give people a bit of a picture maybe of the market size or the opportunity with Walmart, what do you tend to see from an atypical Amazon seller that then goes and lists the same products on Walmart in terms of a comparative sales figure? I know it's hard to say an exact amount, but...
Yeah, we have a ballpark figure, though, and we let all our sellers know. You could expect to do 5 to 25% of what you're doing on Amazon. Because it's just a smaller marketplace. So a lot of times we'll start with a brand and we'll get them listed on Walmart. We'll set up a lot of the credentials, and then they may scale back our operational services and we'll just do advertising. Some brands, we just launch them on Walmart and then just turn it over because the sales velocity just isn't high enough. Like I said, I think everybody should have a presence. Walmart is pushing to consume more of that market share, but they're not there yet. It's going to take a little more time for them to work it out. And I do
Yeah.
think the biggest shift that needs to happen is their focus on third-party sellers, and then cleaning up some of the restrictions around listing, buy box, price parity, stuff like that.
Yeah. Um, in terms of fees, is it similarly expensive to fulfill? Are there similar kind of fee structures to Amazon?
Yeah, similar kind of fee structures. They did not increase their fees as much as Amazon did for, let's just say, since March. I think that's when the new fees kicked in for Amazon. So Walmart is still, give or take like 30%, 15% referral, 15% picker pack. They don't charge the $40 professional seller fee, but when you register your account, they have a trust and safety review process, and they'll want to look at your website and stuff like that. So if you're a new to market brand and you don't have a lot of that collateral in place, Walmart is probably not the place for you to get started. It's something you kind of grow into as you've already established a bit of like your direct to consumer website, and then obviously some sort of a presence on Amazon. So I consider that like third in the pecking order.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of storage and fulfillment, you mentioned there getting set up with Deliver. Is that an easier way to get started on Walmart? Because you talked about getting accepted by for Walmart fulfillment services.
Yep, it's easier because you could get some of the 2-day shipping badges and stuff by working with an approved third-party vendor. Deliver is one that a lot of our brands end up using because they integrate really well with Walmart. They're an approved vendor, so there's a lot of indirect benefits to working with them. But if you're able to show a good fulfillment record over a given period of time, you'll achieve some of those benefits. But nothing beats getting into WFS and leveraging their solution. What I will say, they have destroyed pallets of products. They have lost pallets of products. Then the pallets of products show up months later, and they just throw it back in your inventory and charge you storage fees. So it's still a hot mess, to be honest with you. Like if you think Amazon's bad, Walmart is twice as bad. But
I was going to say
growing pains. It's growing pains. They're figuring it out as much as we're figuring it out.
I was going to say, I mean, sounds just like Amazon to me.
Yeah, so. It is. But at least Amazon has a good process, and Get IDA or Getita, whatever you call it, they're like software solutions that make it easier. There's nothing like that for Walmart. You just got to keep track of your stuff and make sure that they're not losing it. Open cases, deal with support and try not to blow your brains out.
Well, when you mentioned obviously harder to get accepted, like an approval process, which Amazon doesn't really have in that same kind of way. There's a bit of checking that they do, but not in any way like you seem to be sort of suggesting there. Is it a long period of time? Should people what kind of time frame are people looking at?
It varies. The quickest we ever got somebody in was 2 months, and it happened to be a larger brand. So I think indirectly they're looking at some type of sales velocity based on the presence you have on different online retailers. For some of our smaller brands, it was early on, but the longest it took was like a year. And that was terrible. But they were one of the first brands we launched, and it was like 4 years ago at this point. They have made it a lot quicker. So I would say in general, 2 to 4 months is reasonable. But also understand it's out of your hands. They open and close these as they become available. I fully don't understand how the network works and how they move inventory between warehouses. You got to think too, 4,700 stores that act as fulfillment centers. That sounds like it's a little bit more of a complicated process, and it seems like they're letting sellers in batches, which is just how they're doing things right now. And like I said, secondary, they are not they're not pushing the needle on the third party sellers yet.
Yeah. And so their fulfillment centers are just on the back of their stores kind of set up.
Yeah, that's pretty much back of the stores. I'm sure they have some general fulfillment centers too, but as far as I've been educated, a lot of them are just tied to the stores. They'll pull them right out of the stock. So it's just a different beast. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. And then just on the fulfillment side of things, the only other question I had was, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's sort of quite a big no-no in terms of if you sell something on Walmart, you couldn't then fulfill it from Amazon stock. There's a bit of tension there, right?
Yeah, not anymore because it comes in the box with a smile. When Amazon made the move to no longer brown box merchant fulfilled orders, Walmart said, "Hey, no more fulfilling orders from Amazon." I'm not sure. I believe this may have changed. I know in Europe, UK, for example, they'll brown box it and they'll ship it.
Yeah.
In the US, as far as I'm concerned, we lost that ability, and I think it's just Amazon's way of just differentiating themselves and making that separation from Walmart. So generally, no, you'd have to fill it from your third-party logistics company or deliver or whatever else you're going to use to fulfill Walmart orders.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then in terms of getting listings set up and ready to sell, obviously that's a big focus for Amazon sellers because getting that organic ranking is so key. So listing optimization, launching products out of the gate is a massive focus for Amazon sellers. Is it a similar process on that front for Walmart?
Pretty much. It's very similar. I'll discuss some nuanced differences, but
Sure.
They both allow for individual listings to be created directly in the platform. So if you're old school and want to do it the long way, you can click, type. They allow you to do bulk file uploads. They actually created a program recently that you could download your listings from Shopify and just pump it right into Walmart listing creator, and it'll generate it for you. They both have the ability to do APIs. Listing Mirror, Celebrite are two functional ones that work well, and you can take that information from your website, your Shopify, for example, and have the title, the bullets, all that show up on Walmart, which is great. Some things to keep in mind: Walmart requires UPCs. There's no like FNSKU model. You can file for US UPC exemptions, and they will get accepted, but you got to have the proper documentation in place. And formatting, what we find when we use the APIs is formatting is always jacked up. Like it never goes over well. It's definitely better to just do a download and dump it in if you can. And then a huge advantage that Walmart has that Amazon doesn't is like through Yotpo or Bazaar Voice, you can have your reviews on specific products and migrate over to Walmart. So you essentially, if you have thousands of reviews on a product, you can have that migrate over directly to Walmart. It takes time and it comes in batches because I don't know how the back end works, but generally that's a huge advantage. Where on Amazon, you have to kind of build that following their terms of service. So like indirectly, it's just a product with sales velocity. Yeah. And then real quick, just want to talk about SEO. So functionally, they both work the same. Like text relevance, sales velocity, pricing, and availability all play its own part in helping your products index. But Walmart is a lot stricter on the guidelines around the number of characters you can use. So for example, typically what we find is like a lot of Amazon sellers will stuff the title because the title has the most weight essentially when it comes to text relevancy. Where on Walmart, they're very strict, 50 to 70 characters. That's what they want. Where you keyword stuff or add in that fluff if you're going to fluff is the bullets. So the 3 to 10 key features with a minimum of 150 words. So like this is where they want you to talk about the unique selling proposition. So when you're thinking of your Walmart listing, you should be concise and consider the root keyword or the long tail keyword that you want to immediately rank for when developing the title. And when we're talking about the features, benefits, anything else that might help you sell this product better should be featured inside the bullets. So that's what we learned was a major difference. As when we first got started, we had a lot of trouble getting our products to rank well. And then after working with Walmart reps and having discussions, they were like, yeah, it's because you're not following our product guideline. You could literally search like Walmart's perfect product guide, and Walmart has something in their their version of University, Seller University, where they break this down And that was something that was like, oh, okay, this is why we're having issues. And once we resolved that and adhered more to the guideline, we started indexing more for keywords.
Nice.
Helium 10 is a great tool because they officially work with Walmart too. So we're able to get a lot of that keyword data and track indexation a lot better than in the past. So that was a recent update, but kind of just how they play together.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, 50 to 70 characters is quite limiting.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. You got to be really concise when you're thinking of your titles.
It's better though for their style guide, for their overall user experience, because long titles are not a good user experience.
I totally agree with that. You want to get some natural language in there, but like, what do you do if you have, you're selling apparel and you have to include, I don't know, the size, the color, the brand name, ingredients. If you're in supplement and it's like a long ingredient, like some of these, it can get out of hand. But got to play the game. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Then when it comes to marketing, we're talking about launching products, getting products ranked. The common way, obviously, Amazon sellers will do it is PPC, maybe driving some external traffic as well, using Google Ads, influencers, that kind of thing. What does the perfect Walmart launch look like?
Very similar to that, but so something to keep in mind. So we know Amazon. I'm not going to dig into that. There are a lot of benefits to advertising, and it works. It plays well with other products. With Walmart, it's very limiting. So like you could have as much budget as you want, but they do a first price auction. So what it means is like whatever your bid price is what you're going to pay per click. So that becomes an issue as you can blow through budget pretty quick if you think you're being aggressive, because Walmart will take advantage of that. Wow. Also, there's limitations in the keywords you can advertise on. You need to index in the top 100 organic places in order to buy ads on it. And if
serious?
Wow. So that's where it's hard to spend the budget. We have experience with Walmart Display, and that has helped out a little bit in terms of spending budgets we're given. But display is like mid and upper funnel advertising tactics. So if you have a client who's very ROAS driven, you're not going to get the type of return you'd expect on your investment. And we don't really see great return, to be honest with you. Like, generally $1.50 to $2 would be around what we're seeing. I'm generalizing. Different categories are different, but our return on ad spend is not as strong as it is on Amazon. And maybe other sellers have had different experiences, but our experience is that it's hard to use ads to drive sales efficiently. And a lot of it's tied to the 1Ps getting a lot of the better real estate and being able to get that sales velocity. And I'll share a little hack with you guys because we're on a podcast and this is a great place to tell secrets. We actually leverage Amazon DSP to drive traffic to Walmart because their programmatic system is built out much better. So we build audiences that allow us to drive Amazon traffic to off Amazon real estate, and we will actually tap into Amazon's data and drive traffic to Walmart listings in order to get sales. So it's our way of using a better built out system that is actual shopping behavior for customers who are in market. And then depending on what the client's goals are, we'll drive a portion of that traffic over to Walmart.
Yeah, very cool. Good little tactic that. I like it. You mentioned about not being able to run ads on keywords that you're not ranked in the top 100 for. So how do you then go about launching? You can't really use Walmart ads as a brand new product.
So the text relevancy, you'll rank for certain keywords. You just might not be able to buy ads on a ton of keywords. Okay. And that's the drawback. And that's where, for us, success on Walmart has been tied to like off advertising and marketing tactics. So yes, you should advertise for what you can on Walmart to have a presence. Don't expect a great return on your investment, but leverage Google search, leverage influencer marketing, which is great, and then leverage any other advertising platform. We're a big fan of DSP, whether it's through Amazon or through other third parties. Programmatic advertising is a great way to build audiences and drive them to destinations that make the most sense based on their shopping journey.
Yeah, definitely. The does Walmart have anything similar to Amazon attribution?
Oh, good question. I don't believe they do. If they do, we aren't using them, so I'll have to double check into that. But I'm unaware of anything that's like Walmart attribution.
Yeah, I mean it's quite a new thing for Amazon and relatively advanced for them. So I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Walmart aren't doing it, but it has really changed the obviously driving external traffic. It makes it so much more achievable, and you can get so much more data. So I'm sure Walmart will introduce something like that in the future. But
I agree. Hey, they're nipping on the heels, so 2023 is a new year. We'll see what presents Walmart's going to give us.
Definitely. Sort of wrapping up on Walmart, is there anything that I haven't asked about Walmart, selling on Walmart, that you feel would be valuable for people to hear?
Yeah, just the pricing and buy box. So Amazon, I would say, is a bit more liberal when it comes to the pricing. Yeah, right. Pricing and buy box, that's crazy. But essentially, your product won't get delisted. We know on Amazon, you should their fair pricing policy. You should have the lowest price available in pretty much major retailers in your website. There are you're not going to get hit for eBay, for example. But if you are a 1P vendor, if you are using FBA versus FBM, generally it's not always the lowest price that'll win, which is great. Walmart is a lot stricter when it comes to competitive pricing. They want the lowest price, period. So if Walmart scrapes the entire web and they find it cheaper somewhere else, they'll delist your product. And if somebody lists the product on your listing at a lower price, they delist your product. So just to keep in mind, if you don't have a good MAP policy, if you don't have enforcement in place, like when we did work with a large retailer, we did some work with Instant Brands, and we were doing Prime Day exclusive deals, and man, it killed us because Walmart kept dropping our price and then breaking the deals that we spent 6 months prepping and getting everything in place in order to execute these ad strategies. So these two platforms are always competing, and being an advertiser, sometimes you're just stuck in the middle, and it always comes down to somebody breaking MAP policy, and then the brand not having good enforcement tactics in place to be quick enough to get these things fixed. So just keep it in mind if you're a brand that has retail reach and you're considering Walmart, whatever else, if you don't have good reins, it will come back and affect your Amazon, and it could cost you dollars and cents, and that's what we're all about.
Absolutely, yeah, that's really helpful to know. Are there any other platforms that you guys work with? If I was to ask you, what's the channel that you're most excited about moving forwards? Are there any others out there, or is it one of those two that we've been talking about that gives the most opportunity moving forward?
Amazon for the most part. We're in the content creator beta program, which is really exciting, and it's Amazon is allowing us to work directly with Amazon associates, and for a percent commission, these associates are promoting our products on their social networks all through the Amazon platform. And what we're seeing, especially with Inspire, is Amazon's getting really good at integrating influencers and social behavior. So what I'm most excited about is pay-per-click is only part of the strategy. We're getting more tools and assets that allow us to do mid and upper funnel tactics to help grow our brands. And it'll be interesting as, like anything else, Amazon's going to set the standard, and then these other Walmart, Target, they're going to come along and they're going to have their own version of these. So being on the forefront is pretty exciting. And any program that has us work with influencers is something, as an agency owner, I'm really interested in, because I do think that's how you differentiate yourselves and are more efficient ways to get exposure to new audiences.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was going to go in then and ask you loads about influencers, but that's a topic for whole another episode, isn't it? So,
how much time do you have?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, honestly, this has been super helpful for me to get more of an understanding of Walmart as a platform, and I know it will be for our listeners. If people want to find out more about the agency, about what you do, and connect with you, where can they find you?
Definitely go to bellavix.com. Bella, Bellav, V as in Victor, IX.com. We have a lot of blog content educating sellers on how to penetrate the market, SEO. We do Walmart, Amazon, and Target. And then me personally, I am active on LinkedIn, so you can follow Will Haire, hair like on your head with an E. And check out, we do a bi-weekly news update. We do long-form content on things like omni-channel principles, the drones, and its impact on e-commerce and sellers. So we try to put out a lot of really relevant content, and hopefully you guys get as much value from it as we do.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we've already got a lot of value from this episode, so thank you for that. But we will leave the links to all of that in the show notes on the podcast, the description on YouTube, and all of that good stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for dropping all of that value. We really appreciate you coming on.
Heck yeah, Ben, thanks for having me. Pleasure.
Amazing. Well, thanks, guys, for being here for this episode. Hope you got lots of value out of that. I'm sure you did. Check out the links in the description to check out all that Will and the team there are doing. Let us know how you find it. If you start selling on Walmart, let me know, because I'd love to hear about it. We're going to start doing more on it soon. It's going to be an interesting journey. Thank you for joining us in this episode, and we'll see you in the next one, same time next week. Take care.